What's up, adventurers? My name is Platinum Phoenix, and welcome back to Fossil Fighters Champions. Last time, we fought against the 3 Bare Bones Commanders and got all of the bony swords. And this time, we're going to concentrate on some side quests. But not quite this one yet. We have a quiz show we need to go do first. That TV quiz show lady is visiting the newsroom in Ribular Town. Sounds like she needs more contestants for the quiz show of hers. And that's all I want to talk to you for right now. And we just need to head over to the newsroom to see the news lady. And actually, the newsroom is not on the map, but if you go directly to the left of the Fossil Guild, it's literally this room right here. And there she is. Hey, impeccable timing, as always. We just edited together all your quiz show scenes. Care to see your moment in the spotlight? Sure, because we can't skip this. If we're going to watch this, let's do it right. Cue it up on the Mammoth Vision. So, say hello to my least favorite side quest, and that is because it is literally just a retelling of the first 3 quiz show side quests and nothing else. You're literally just watching your last 3 quiz shows, and you don't even get to hear your own answers because it's multiple choice answers in the actual side quest. And she's just talking, and she says the exact same things. And it's all the same. It almost reminds me of in Pokemon when you do the battles with the news anchors, or you talk to the news anchors and they ask you for different words to say. And then later on, you can check the TVs and you'll actually see what you said or hear what you said because you don't really see it in Pokemon. But here, it forces you to do this, because you have to do this side quest in order for you to get 100% the game. And we're only on the second quiz show that they saw. As you can see, it's Mount Krakenak. And it just goes on and on. And going back to the comparison that I was doing with Pokemon, at least in Pokemon, it's optional to look at the TVs and see what you said. It's a neat detail in Pokemon because it actually shows you what you said and everything, and it brings it back. But in this game, it forces you to sit here and just watch it and nothing else. Literally, there's no animation happening on the bottom screen. As you can see, that they're just standing there. And it's so funny that they're just all just frozen in time watching these news anchors. But we are almost at the end of this. I'm not reading this, by the way, because there's no point. I've already read through all this earlier in the Let's Play. So we're just going to kind of mash our way through this. And like I said, you have to do this. And even though they give you an option to pass, if you pass, the side quest does not get done and you don't get 100% for it. So yeah, you're just forced to sit here. And even though I like the first 3 of the side quests because they give you some neat information, like the Hopter having Berserker, as it says on screen right now, it doesn't make sense for them to make you watch it again, even if it's supposed to be like, oh, we edited it all together. Which they really didn't. It's the exact same thing, just kind of spliced. But I find it kind of funny. What do you think? I told you the camera loved you. You're a star. Find me anytime if you want to repeat viewing. I really don't. That's the last thing I want, actually, is to watch that again. But now we just are going to head back into the Fossil Guild because I need to talk to the info clerk once more. Welcome. What would you like to hear about? I want to hear about Concentrate now. Now that we've gone through the worst side quest in the game. Alright, not the worst, but the most boring for sure. But what's Concentrate about? A new attraction opened in Don Boneyard's quarters at the Bare Bones Brigade base. You'll find it on Bone Chip Island if you're curious to know more. What do you want? Want to hear about anything else? No, I do not. Alright, come back anytime. So, we're going to be heading back to the Bare Bones Brigade base, which actually we haven't been able to go back to since we fought them since we fought Don Boneyard before realizing it was Joe Wild West. And the reason for that is because as soon as you do that, you basically learn that Joe Wild West is actually Zanga Zanga, and they don't really give you the option to go back. So to go back, we just need to go to the helipad, and it is not there. It is this bottom place. And as you just saw, you can also go to Zanga Zanga's castle, which this makes no sense to me. It makes a lot of sense that you can go back to the BP Brigade base because there's nothing stopping us to go back to a place that wasn't destroyed. But Zanga Zanga's castle was a main plot point of it was that it destroyed itself or it fell back into the sea after Zanga Zanga died. So how is it here? It makes no sense to me, but we're just going to head over to the BP Brigade base. And once we are at the BB Brigade base, we actually just need to head inside and head back to the room where we fought Don Boneyard. And once you get to Don Boneyard's quarters, you can actually see that they made a robot version of Don Boneyard. I will never turn the cheek from your challenges. My gauntlet is thrown with the speed of much tossing. Alright, but who we actually need to talk to is this staff member right here. Hey there, welcome to the chamber of the diabolical robo-don. You here to take on robo-don's evil puzzle of, evilness? Sure, man. You got guts, man. Here's how it works. When you touch one of those rocks there, a mark will appear above it. If you touch 2 rocks in a row that have the same mark, they vanish. And if every rock vanishes, you win. The fewer times you fail to get a pair before clearing the rocks, the better your prize will be. Oh, and if you miss 5 times, the game will be over for you. Begin! Alright, so to begin, there are 5 different icons that can appear here, because as you can see, there are 10 different rocks. So I'm going to check this rock. So the first icon is a light bulb. And what is this? That is a heart. So we have light bulb, heart, laughing. Oh, and that's actually where the other laughing is. Then we have exclamation point. And are you the last one? Yes, you are. The teardrop. So light bulb, heart, laughing, exclamation point, teardrop. Those are the 5 different icons that can appear. And if I remember correctly, now seeing where some of these are, I believe the other light bulb is here. I believe the teardrop is here. And from here, I could basically get anything because I know the exclamation point is there and the heart is there. This is basically just a memory matching game, although I want the last reward first, so I'm going to get this wrong a few times. Basically, the way you win this is just by checking rocks and remembering what icon is where. And by time you get down to like 2 or 3 different misses left, you should be able to get everything you need. But we have exclamation point for exclamation point, and finally heart for heart. And for getting it correct with only 1 miss left, we have the BB Brigade mask. Robo-don will always be here to accept your challenge. Alright, well, I want to take it on again. And actually, you may have heard me say that once I saw a couple of them, I knew where others were. And that is because I did a lot of research for these side quests before coming into this. And there's almost none on Concentrate on the internet. In fact, the only thing I could find for this minigame is the reward that you get for the number of misses you have left. That's literally the only thing I could find. So instead, I played this minigame by myself over 100 times to figure out all of the orders that the different icons can appear on. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to save that until after we get all of the rewards, just to make it flow a little bit easier. So, for winning with 2 misses left, we get the heavy metal sonar cover. And for winning with 3 misses left, we get a new fossil rock, the Scryro icon, and the Scryro 2 icon. So you can probably guess that the new fossil rock isn't actually just a new fossil rock. It is Scryro, the air chicken. And similarly to all of the other elemental chickens, it has 2 things in common. The first being that it has a 100% counter skill, being the best in the game. And the other being that it has awful stats, with the highest being 43 in accuracy. But Scryro actually makes up for its low stats with a 90% confuse skill, which is actually pretty great because it allows it to not have to worry about taking as many hits or dealing as much damage, since it will take Vivosaurs out of commission just by confusing them. And the other thing that it has going for it is that, like many of the other elemental chickens, it has amazing support effects. However, I will say Scryro has my least favorite distribution of support effects just because it raises speed the highest, and speed is my least favorite stat to raise up all the way. But with Scryro now gone over, I am just finishing up this round of Don Boneyard's puzzle. And for winning with 4 mistakes left, or with only having 1 mistake, we get a Boneyard mask. And finally, we only have 1 left to do. And that is, if you win without making a single mistake, you solved Don Boneyard's puzzle without making a single mistake? I didn't think it was possible. Well, here's your prize, and believe me, you earned it. We get a miraculous fossil rock, which is actually a pretty good reward if you're going for all the super evolvers. And we also get the mini Don icon. robo-don will always be here to accept your challenge. Well, I do actually want to do this a few more times because we don't have any more rewards we can get. But as I was saying earlier, I played this minigame over 100 times just so I could figure out every single pattern that this game could have. And there's actually only 4 different combinations. So what I did is I actually took this layout right here and I numbered all of the fossil rocks from 1 to 10. 1 being the top left-hand one, and 10 being the bottom right-hand one. And basically, if you want to win this match, or win this minigame every single time without a mistake, you want to check this one right here, number 8. And that is because out of all of the combinations, this one is never the same. And it's the only one, I believe, that is never the same. So, and number 8 teardrop is actually order number 3. And that means that the order from 1 to 10 is actually exclamation point, heart, heart, laughing, teardrop, exclamation point, laughing, teardrop, light bulb, light bulb. And the funny thing is, if you clear this again without making any mistakes after getting the miraculous fossil rock, the staff's like, hey, you cleared the puzzle without a single mistake again. You must be some kind of puzzle master or a witch. But I'm going to assume it's puzzle master. Anyway, come back again anytime. We love having puzzle masters around here. All right, 1 more time. Or 3 more times, since I actually want to show all the different combinations. So if we check number 8 once again, we have an exclamation point this time, which is actually order number 2. And order number 2, in order from 1 to 10, goes light bulb, heart, laughing, laughing, exclamation point, teardrop, heart, exclamation point, teardrop, light bulb. And something else I actually want to show while going through this, if you click on one and forget what it is, you can go back to the fossil rock that you clicked on, and it'll show you again without penalizing you. You can literally sit here and click it all day if you wanted to. But right here, and the hearts are right here. And unfortunately, the staff member does not have anything new to say after beating it twice. It would have been really funny if he got just more disturbed the amount of times you beat it. But again, and this time we got a heart as the 8th fossil rock, meaning this is order number 1 that I have written down, and that means the order is light bulb, exclamation point, teardrop, light bulb, heart, laughing, exclamation point, heart, laughing, teardrop. Alright, and it took me a couple more tries, but the last order that I could find after the 100 or so times I did this was if you get a laughing on this 8th rock, you have order number 4, which is teardrop, light bulb, laughing, heart, exclamation point, heart, laughing, light bulb, teardrop. And the last thing I actually want to show for this minigame is that if for whatever reason you need to stop the minigame or don't want to continue it, you can always go back to the staff member after starting, and they'll ask you, you need to go over the rules again, or are you just done? And you can either check the rules if you forget what you're doing, or you could just quit the puzzle, which allows you to basically just leave here without doing anything. Which is exactly what we're gonna do, actually. Because now we need to go see what all the rewards that we just got were, besides Spyro and the miraculous fossil rock. But actually, before we do that, I want to look through these runes, because these used to be some of the BB Brigade commanders. So, we have this, Joey Bones is your name, huh? I can't believe we're using the base for entertaining people. It kind of demeans all the evil things we did before, you know. Okay, man. Sure. And I don't actually know what's inside all of these rooms. So inside this one is literally nothing. And if we go to this third room, is there anything in this one? Literally nothing again. This is where Cole was, I believe, when we first got here to fight the BB Brigade. But if we go into this last room, is there anything in this one, or is it just Joey Bones hanging out? Oh, there's actually a staff member here. What do you have to say? When I found out I would be working with the BB Brigade, I was nervous. But you know what? It's been great. I guess you can't judge a goon by his skeleton costume. That's great. But now we're just going to head over to Ribular Town again to check out the masks and the icons. And actually, you can't get a helicopter out of here. So I believe what you have to do is run outside and go to the VMM that's out here, because the inside one's green, which doesn't teleport you. And you have to return to town from here. But our first stop is back with Icon to see I believe it was only the 3 icons we got from that last one. So if we scroll over, we can see Spyro right here, the green one. And then I believe the other one we got was a mini Don, which is right here, which honestly is a pretty cute rendition of Don Boneyard, even though it's just a skeleton guy. And I believe that's all we actually got in terms of icons for completing that. But the other rewards that we got were, well, we got 2 masks. So if we talk to the mask lady, let's go ahead and choose a mask. And we got the BB Brigade mask and the Boneyard mask. So we can either become a grunt or Don Boneyard himself. Which I guess that would make us Joe. Do we get to run the island if we wear this? I mean, technically we'd be Joe. Actually, what do we look like wearing it? Because I'm curious now. Oh god, that it looks so bad. So many of the masks in this game just do not fit the proportions of the main character. Please get this mask off of me as soon as possible. Alright, now that we've gone over the mask, our next stop is at Cranial Isle to look at the new sonar cover. And that would be with Sona here. Arsanya here. And our new cover is the heavy metal cover. So we'll go ahead and put that on. And actually, the perfect opportunity to go see it is about to open up to us because I want to go back to the info clerk for the third time this episode. And we have one more side quest we need to do. Not show and tell, nothing on here. I believe it's Hot Spring in Your Step that we're going to be doing. Got a new request to help from a guy named Wade Boyle. He at the Bare Bones Grotto in Rainbow Canyon. He wants to soak in a hot spring. Not sure why he doesn't just go, but maybe you can ask him. Want to hear about anything else? Nope, that's all we are going to be doing for now. So we need to head over to the Rainbow Canyon, as he just said. And as we're running through the Rainbow Canyon, you can see that the heavy metal sonar cover, it's kind of bland, if I'm being honest. I mean, I like it because it's more simplistic than some of the others, and it's not, like, overstimulating at all. And, in fact, if we go and scan, it looks pretty nice while scanning, too. So, honestly, it's one of my more favorite ones, but it's also so bright because it's almost completely white that while you're just playing your DS, it kind of blinds you. But if I had to pick between something like the Patrol Team one or the Plaid one, I would probably choose this one over any of those. But now we are just going to be heading into the Bare Bones Grotto and see if we can find this Wade Boyle guy. I'm going to assume it's not the tiny girl. Is it you? Because I actually don't know. I'm tired and sore and could use a nice soak in a hot spring. Hey, wait a second. There's a hot spring over on Ilium Island, right? Say, I've got a favor to ask you. Would you maybe help me out? Sure. What do you got? What do you want? Great. Okay. So I just need you to bring me hot spring water from over at Hot Spring Heights. If you do that, I'll give you this pretty awesome fossil rock. That's a pretty good deal, right? All right. Well, I guess we're heading over to Hot Spring Heights then. And in Hot Spring Heights, we just need to go to the hot springs. And I believe it doesn't actually matter which of these you actually click on. You just have to look at one of them and you get some hot spring water. And then you literally just have to run back to Wade Boyle. This is one of the weirder side quests because, like the info clerk said, why doesn't he just go to the hot spring? I mean, it doesn't make a whole ton of sense. And also, this is just a fetch quest, which one other side quest in this post game is a fetch quest. Also, hi, Rupert. How are you doing? But yeah, we're just going to be heading back to Wade Boyle now. All right, back in the BB Grotto. There's now an old man. You're not who I'm looking for. Wade, I have your water. You gave the hot spring water to Wade Boyle. Oh yeah, just smell the minerals in the water. And it's so warm, man. Now this is what I've been talking about. Right, so here's your fossil rock, as promised. Thanks for your help. And we got a new fossil rock, as well as the Squilk icon, and the Squilk 2 icon. And a level up, which is much deserved for running back and forth for this guy, with a FP recharge of 205 and max FP of 700. Thanks a bunch. I'm gonna pour myself a bath and have a soak. Just like, here? I'm pretty sure I brought you like a cup. How much water did I bring you in a cup? How are you making a bath out of what I could carry here? Alright, bye. I would be so angry if he went to the hot springs. I actually don't know if he goes there or not, but I would be so mad. But the new fossil rock that he just gave us, if the icons were anything to go off of, is Squilk. the final of the elemental chickens, and the water chicken at that. Squilk has basically the same problems as all the other chickens. It has low stats at 43, or with 43 accuracy being the highest, but it does make up for it by having an 80% poison skill, meaning that it is one of the only chickens, or one of the only elemental chickens, that can actually deal some pretty good damage, which makes it immediately more helpful than any of the other chickens. It also still has the 100% counter skill, which is amazing, and it has good support effects. I would say that because of the poison skill that it has, that Wilk is the only one of the elemental chickens that is not strictly a supportive Vivasaur, because it can still do that damage using that poison skill. But with that being said, I think we're gonna end this episode here. But also, I just want to listen to this music. So if you get the chance, you should definitely go look up the soundtrack for Rainbow Canyon. It's such a good song. But I hope that everyone enjoyed watching this episode. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Next time, we have some, paid dig sites to check out. But until then, happy adventuring.